Hey, welcome guys to today's webinar meeting. My name is DAD, Delaware Da Costa, and I'm your presenter and host for today's webinar meeting. Before I get started, I would like to acknowledge the top 15 leaders that were handsomely rewarded based on their effort and contribution in making Hashtag Arbitrage an amazing platform. So, ladies and gentlemen, Hashtag Arbitrage is approaching its 60-day operation in the market. And as we know of, Hashtag Arbitrage has nothing to do with crypto trading, forex trading, stock trading, MLM, whatsoever. It is a digital and a social media platform that utilizes the use of hashtags through monetization or optimization in order to produce revenue in paying off its shareholders. So today we are going to learn into details how the hashtag arbitrage incorporate these data and reward its shareholders accordingly. So what you're looking at is the PDF comp plan. This has been made available on all of our social media platforms. Talking of WhatsApp, Telegram, Facebook, you can get it from any of these platforms. However, I'll communicate with the dev team so they can have it featured at our back office as well, just in case we would like to download this PDF file and also be assisting with webinar meetings or probably share with our networks. Yes, so moving on to the next page. Yes, we do have this who is hashtag arbitrage. But sorry guys, I had to, mention this disclaimer. So there is a simple disclaimer on here which says please do not invest more than what you can afford to lose, as trading is always unpredictable and previous results can't guarantee the same in the future. That's very true, ladies and gentlemen. So even though we are earning tremendously here in hashtag arbitrage, we also have to be very mindful, knowing what we can afford to lose and what we can't afford to lose. So meaning you need to come in with what you know that you can test the waters with in order to grow gradually. Yes. So moving on to the next slide here, talks a little bit about hashtag arbitrage. As we know that a group of former employees from Binance are the one behind the hashtag arbitrage, and with their amazing technologies, happens to be creating a gateway for an AI CEO who is Steven Addison of this amazing platform. I mean, to me personally, this is my first time seeing a CEO who is an AI, technology basically, and he does so well by incorporating and managing the company tax, and so much more. So hashtag arbitrage is actually a collective um, sort of opportunity where people around the world coming together in order to make this amazing platform come to existence as we are seeing it today. Welcome on the call. Um, yeah, so let's proceed on with the webinar meeting. Yeah, so as I'm saying, hashtag arbitrage has been quite amazing all this while. And we just getting started. It's been 60 days now, and this platform be consistently paying off its shareholders in this amazing platform. So moving on to the next slide here, we are going to talk about how it works. And I mean, many of us do know basically. So if you are new, be on this call, then get to know that hashtag arbitrage incorporate data from social media platforms. At this moment, the social media platforms, they do incorporate these data from Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, and then the other, which is TikTok. Yeah, so at this moment, it's only these three social media platforms that hashtag arbitrage incorporate data from and rewarding its users. They have in plans to extend or expand their reach to Facebook, LinkedIn, Trends, and other social media platforms as we know of. Yes. So these are some taxes which hashtag arbitrage do render in producing revenues and rewarding its shareholders, and at the same time providing an excellent service to its partners. So they have here the hashtag data monetization, the user participation, the brand partnerships, and advertising. So hashtag arbitrage do have some partners in which they are brands and other organizations where they render advertising services for. And in so doing, We, as the participants or users in the platform, contribute to its growth by engaging with these hashtags. Whenever we purchase a particular hashtag, it initiates an advertising command promoting these type of campaigns, helping aid with advertising service. And at the end, we are also handsomely rewarded based on our effort. That is it. So moving on to the next. Yes, so we continue with how it works. We do have the expansion of data sources. And like I said before, hashtag arbitrage at the moment render these services through Instagram, X, and TikTok. Yes. But however, they do have plans in place to expand to other platforms. So moving on to the next, how to start. So getting started with us in hashtag arbitrage is very simple and unique. All right. I mean, hashtag arbitrage happens to be the smartest smart contract system that you need to register with your email address. For other smart contract system we know so far, you will need to register through your dark wallet, but this you can register through any browser, and it doesn't, necessarily I mean resist you from registering because it is an advanced technology that they use whereof users can simply or easily register with their email by putting in their email address, their wallet address to receive payment, and a couple of other information needed, and that's it. You're on your way becoming a member of hashtag arbitrage, whereof when you contribute to its growth in a sense of purchasing of your hashtags and activation of your lances, you begin to earn alongside us in hashtag arbitrage. So let's look into detail how these earnings are generated and rewarded to us, the shareholders. So, license activation cost. Yeah, so as I was saying, there is a license activation. Well, every user needs to activate their account with $10 before they can get started doing anything on the platform. That is by, purchasing of hashback and earning daily passive income. So if you're a free user in the platform, all you have to do is activating your account with 10 USDT BIP20. Once you do that, guess what happens? The system automatically position you in its global Autopool system, otherwise known as the one for all and all for one. So there's a community-driven movement or network where you don't need to refer others before you earn. Basically, once you activate your license or your account, the system places you in that metric system or audible system whereof you earn from the community growth. So the next two people that are going to join right after you will contribute to your earnings, and in that way you will earn and cycle out on multiple occasions. So we are going to learn this into detail very soon, but let me highlight a little bit details on here. So with this Autopool license activation, whereof you are placed in the Autopool network, like I said, the Autopool system helps you earn from the global build, but you will earn up to $25, and the system will, renew your Autopool license on your behalf without you having to pay out of your pocket. So you pay it once, and the system does the rest of the work for you. But the speed or the flow of these Autopool earnings can't be known, or I can't guarantee you how fast it is. It depends on the network and the flow. When people are activating their Autopool license and as we grow in the network, that is how come the flow, the speed of it, we can experience and be able to predict when one can actually earn their rewards from the Autopool network. Yes. So that is how it is. And there is another mechanism behind the Autopool system which even boosts its earnings or flow of the commissions, which we know that to be the rebuy feature. This rebuy feature was made available, I think, a month ago, and since then it has been very, very effective, paying consistently, rewarding users in the Autopool network as we earn faster and be cycling out all the time in the Autopool network. Now, like I said, the flow of it will depend on the community. When we come together by activating our lances, that alone helps drive traffic and growth in the Autopool network awarding or rewarding every user in the Autopool system as we continue to progress. So that is it for the Autopool system. But like I said, we are going to look into that in detail very soon. Now, moving on to the next slide, talks about the available package or what package to choose from. So with that too, we will learn into data very soon. Let me scroll down. Yeah, so how to deposit, to activate and purchase a package. So like I keep on saying, you will need to make a deposit of either 10 USDT or 60 USDT. Why 10 USDT in this case? So if you plan on leveraging on the Audible network to earn, then you will have to come in with just 10 USDT. However, you need to have a little bit more than $10. You need to have, let's say, maybe $11 in USDT between it and a few BNB for gas fees. All right, so that there is a wallet provider fee of 50 cents, and that can be deducted from the excess $1 on top of the $10. You get what I mean? So in this case, your transaction will be validated without it being on pending. So that is a hint for the newbies, which they are yet to make their deposit and activating their license in this case. So the deposit procedure goes for all transaction whatsoever deposit you are doing. You need to have a little bit more than what you plan to deposit, so that the fees can be deducted from the excess balance in your wallet. So the wallet providers we recommend on here, or the wallets, basically we recommend are DApp wallets, which are SafePal, Token Pocket, MetaMask, Trust wallets. However, you can use your Exchange Web3 wallets as well, such as the Binance Exchange platform, Bybit, and a couple of other Web3 exchange platforms we know of. All right, but I do recommend you actually get a DApp wallet. That makes it quite easier, and you'll be able to do transactions without any limitations, because with some exchange platforms you cannot withdraw less than $10. So in a situation where of maybe your transaction did not validate and you need to top up with the remaining balance, and let's say the remaining balance happens to be just a cent, which is 50 cents, in this case it will become a challenge for you in doing so, unless you get yourself a DApp wallet and then you fund in that wallet and you complete the transaction, and with that the system will validate your transaction or your deposit, and it will be credited to your back office. So that is another key point for you to take into place. Now, moving on to the next is the ADR, which we are to expect on here. So, as we do understand and know, Hashtag Arbitrage render advertising services where of the revenues that they generate are paid in a proportion among its shareholders. All right. So we earn in between a proportion of 25 cents to $2 per hashpack we purchase. Meaning, if you purchase a $50 hashpack, you are expected to earn in between this range. Yes, we are expected to earn in between this range until we double our investment to 2x. So if you come in with $50, then you are expected to be earning $100 at the end of the day. Now, the duration we can't specifically mention how long it would take in order to double your investment, because it depends on the market condition or the market. So if the market is performing very well, then we are likely to be earning more, and that will help us to be able to catch up to the any period of doubling our investment. For instance, if the system is rewarding us $2 daily, then it means the market is very booming. The market is really doing so well. It's in its uptrend. So therefore, we'll be seeing $2 on consecutive times, or a dollar on consecutive times. But for some reason, if the market is very bad, we are likely to see a downtrend in the market, and that affects our daily returns. So we are to see some earnings coming in from like 50 cents, 60 cents, 90 cents to 25 cents. So the worst of it is the 25 cents, which with that, I pray we never get to, experience it on here with hashtag arbitrage. That is why we keep up educating the community about this amazing platform so that we all can grow together by educating our peers accordingly. Now, moving on to the next is why hashtag arbitrage needs shareholders? Yes, that's a very good question. In every business needs people patronizing its service. Just think about it this way. If everyone stopped to use Facebook today, do you know how many or how much money Facebook are going to lose in a single day? Because Facebook leverage on their network, which is ask the users to make money. How do they make money? 97% of Facebook revenue comes from their advertisement campaign. So if Facebook render an advertising service for its users, that is where they make their money in paying off its workers. So if Facebook, let's say, having 2 billion users of today, and just 5% out of 2 billion, which is 100 million users, decide to run an ad on Facebook, all right? And each user purchasing a $10 subscription to run their ad. Multiply $10 by 100 million users. We are talking about $1 billion in revenue for Facebook. And that is how powerful it is in the advertising industry. It is actually $1 billion industry, and just a few people knows about its secret in tapping into its revenues or into its rewards. So just like that, every business needs shareholders. For example, if you have a small provision shop or store, and if people are not coming in to purchase your stuff, guess what? All of your goods in there will expire, and you have no other choice than to, throwing them into the garbage. And that is a big loss for you. So every business needs shareholders to drive its growth and bringing in more revenues and more, exciting things to help the business grow in that essence. The hashtag arbitrage is no exceptional than the other businesses out there, and they will also leverage on shareholders to grow in its business. So that's it, guys. Let's keep up sharing the amazing news or the opportunity we have here with hashtag arbitrage with many others. And believe me, we are going to achieve more with this company. Now, moving on to the next, why shareholders are essential for hashtag arbitrage. Okay, I think I explained that few seconds ago why it's important to have a shareholder or people patronizing your business. But a little bit more information on here which we can look through maybe in our free time. We can download a PDF file and go through that to learn more. Now, moving on to the next slide, how to earn more with hashtag arbitrage. That is an exciting topic, guys. And I know everyone would like to maximize their earning potentials with hashtag arbitrage. Not just with hashtag arbitrage, but in any business opportunity or venture. We always like to earn more. So here, hashtag arbitrage actually provides not just one or two or three income opportunities, but actually four. All right. Now, let me start off. It provides a general income opportunity, which is three earning generators: passive income, residual income, and active income. Now, let's start with the residual income. So, with the residual income is where the one for all and all for one Autopool system comes in. That is when you first of all activate your license, the system places you in this unique Autopool system, and you begin to earn $5 on consecutive times, and that will earn up to totaling to $25, and the system renew your license on your behalf. However, if you choose to expand your license, that gives you the opportunity or the advantage in earning more, because when the system gets to those entries, guess what? You are going to earn on all the entries you have actually secured in the Autopool network. And that is something I did And believe me, I am earning more on the Autopool network. And hopefully, in our weekend Saturday webinar meeting, I'll share my back office with you guys to learn more on that note. So that is it for the residual income. Now, moving on to the next is the passive income. Yes. So the passive income is what we know of to be the daily rewards which we earn from our hashpack purchase. Exactly. Because with that, we don't need to do anything. The system does all the work on our behalf to be rewarding us daily. All that the system requires of us is just purchasing of our hashpack, and that's it. The number of hashtags you purchase helps produce more revenues, helps the growth of the business, helps initiate advertising companies, and in turn, we earn this proportion with hashtag arbitrage. So that is the amazing side with the hashtag arbitrage platform, earning a passive income without you doing anything. Now, moving on to the next is the active income. Yes, the active income. So in between within the active income opportunity, there is three earning possibilities. So if you remember, I mentioned that actually it provides four, but no, looking at it now, it's actually like five income opportunities on here, or ways to earn with hashtag arbitrage. So these three income opportunities I'm talking about in the active income generator, let's begin with the first one. The first is the fast start bonus, also known as the influencer bonus. Whenever you share your link with others and they sign up and purchase a hash pack, you earn $5 on each hash pack they purchase. Yes. So if you invited 10 people and each of them purchased 10 hash packs, just multiply 10 by 5, which is $50. And now multiply $50 by 10 people, and you are looking at $500. That is how powerful it is with a hashtag arbitrage platform, providing several ways and means for people to make money if we truly want to achieve great success with this platform. So $5 in an actual sense is more like a 10% of the sales which hashtag arbitrage make and awards that to its sponsors in this case. So there we have it, guys. If we truly want to earn more, then we need to engage ourselves in the team building and sharing opportunity with many others as we assist them in also purchasing of their hashback. Now, not just that. Moving on to the second income opportunity within the active income generator is the influencer hierarchy system. The influencer hierarchy system, in other words, known as the level network. It is a 10-level deep network, but infinity wide, meaning you can refer as many people as you want, and they'll all be tied to you as your direct referrals. For example, if you invite 100 people, and all of them purchase a cash pack. They will all be placed in your level one in the network, whereof you will be earning 50 cents on each of them. Now, let me move on to the next slide so I can explain that better. Oh, I was supposed to explain here, but we'll come back to that place. Good. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the 10-level influencer network, whereof it goes deep down to 10 levels, but infinity wide. So if you bring in 100 people, they are all going to be in your level one here. And once your 100 direct referrals decides to also share the opportunity with others, then guess what? They will be falling in your second level, and all the way from the level two, all the way down to the 10th level. And guess what? You will be earning 50 cents on every purchase they make. So whether you refer them or not, as long as they are in your network, you earn 50 cents whenever they purchase a hash pack. And that is how amazing it is with this powerful income generator. So it's about time people actually engage themselves in the hashtag arbitrage system by actively growing in its network, and we receive all these amazing rewards. And these rewards are actually commissions generated from every sale we make. Sales are basically the commissions we receive when our referrals purchase a package. So once our referral purchase a $50 pack, guess what? We earn $5 out of the $50, remaining $45 to be invested in the platform. And aside the $45, there's another $5 which is taken out and paid on this 10 level influencer hierarchy system. And it's paid to the above sponsors. And on each level, it pays 50 cents. So if you have a calculator now, you can do the maths and you'll know that distributing $5 on 10 levels makes a 50 cent commission on each level. And that is how Hashtag Arbitrage generate these rewards and awards it to us. So the earnings here are not magically, produced for us, but actually based on the community growth, based on our, active referring and purchasing of hashbacks. That is how we all earn these commissions. Now, the remaining balance in a natural sense is $40, which goes into the system as our investment. And on top of that, too, we have to earn all the way to $100, doubling our initial capital placement of $50. And that is how amazing it is with hashtag arbitrage. So that is the second income opportunity here with a hashtag arbitrage platform. And there's an actual diagram here representing what I just spoke about. So once again, if you have access to the Complan PDF, just take your time, go through all this information detail by detail, and trust me, the information will sink in well with you. Now, moving on to the next income generator. That is the leaderboard, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the top 15 influencer reward pool. And just of yesterday, many of us experienced that amazing rewards from the influencer pool, whereof I happens to be the top leader in the rank, and I was handsomely rewarded accordingly based on my efforts. And the same applies to the other leaders in the top 15 leaderboard or the ranks. So once again, congratulations to all of us that made it up to the top 15 leaderboard and received our prizes of yesterday. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the third income opportunity here we can achieve from hashtag arbitrage if we consistently engage in team building. Like I said, every business needs people patronizing it. And that is one of the reasons hashtag arbitrage needs shareholders. So shareholders will play a crucial role here by driving more traffic to the business so that they can also do their very best in providing excellent services to their partner clients. And in this case becomes a win-win situation for everyone. Their partner clients will be well served, hashtag arbitrage will be well rewarded, and we the shareholders will also be well paid. So in this case, it becomes a win-win situation for everyone on on this business platform. So that is it, guys. This is the whole drill about hashtag arbitrage. And before I end this presentation, I would like to emphasize something here real quick in relation to the Autopool network, as I promised to explain that into detail. Yes, so back to the Autopool network, like I said, the moment you are placed in the network, two people contribute to your earnings in the Autopool system. Now, bear in mind that the earnings to come from the Autopool depends on the flow and how fast and how more people are activating their Autopool license, and in this case determines the speed of the earnings that are commissioned out to us. So let's look at this with these color coding diagrams. Let's move on to here. No, yes, good. So we have one here with these color codings. The first one, which is red and represents entry. The second is N, which represents like you earning. The third is re-entry, which represent like re-entry or reinvestment, and the fourth is a new entry. So we actually do, have a little bit idea what these diagrams represent. So in this case, well, let's say you happen to be user star, and upon activating your license, the system automatically positions you in the Autopool network as seen on here. So you secure an entry in the Autopool system. Now we know that the next two people that are coming after you are the ones that contributes to your earnings. So let's say the next person that comes in is me. So the moment I come in, I will be the next person in line. And one thing we need to understand that the Autopool commissions or the Autopool network, how the metrics is filled, is based on a timestamp. Timestamp basically means first come, first serve principle. For example, you activated your license in at a time frame of 6 p.m. Once I come in and activate mine at a time frame of 1 p.m., I will be the next to, to join the network because you already secured your entry. You came in before I did. So you got an early spot in the Audible network. So therefore, I will join right after you. So even in some cases where, like let's say maybe I'm your sponsor anyway, and I didn't activate my Audible license on time, and you did, you will overtake me to secure an early spot or entry in the Audible. So the time that I'll be setting to activate my Audible license, I will come in and join right after you. So that is one amazing thing with this platform. It waits for no one. It is, working based on speed and who is ready to take action. So when you fail to take action and others do that, they secure an early spot in there. And that benefits them when the masses decides to also activate, they get to end on time, the cycle out quickly. So back to this representation, as I'm saying, so in this case, you activated yours before I did. And now I fall, next to you. And guess what? With my activation fee, the system is going to pay that to you because the left leg or the one that joined right after you payments always comes to you and is claimable to withdraw. But a second payment, which will be coming to, let's say, maybe another party whom we do not know of. And once they also activate their license and the system places them in the order pool, instead of their payment coming to you as your second income, the system actually uses that as a reinvestment or as a re-entry to create a new entry for you. And guess what happened? The system placed you in a new entry with a new entry ID secured on there. So now instead of maybe having one entry, you'll be having like two in there. But already the first one has expired because you've earned from that one, and the second one created is yet to also end and cycle out. So many of us that have registered and activated our Autopool, we might or we will probably be seeing this at our back office at the Autopool section where you will see it on the charts like a certain number over 4, meaning the number over 4 is the number of cycles you've completed after an entry was created for you. So the 4 represent the 4 new entries the system is going to create for you. But your initial entry, which you cycle out, like the one you cycled from here, doesn't count because that becomes your primary entry or your prime entry. So the remaining ones or the remaining 4 which is going to be created are the ones that the system counts as the new entries created by your initial license, your initial entry secured or your license that you secured in there. So that is a data explanation how the Autopool earnings, are commissioned to us and how the Autopool network actually works. So in this case, when a new user comes in, and once that new user activates their license, they are also placed in the Autopool network. And we saw a shift right on there because this time around, that new user gets to secure this new entry. So in an actual sense, it becomes like starting all over again. So the new user, if the new user happens to be the one here in the red entry, then guess what? the cycle continues. So this is a looping system or a loop system where we keep earning and cycling over and over and over again. And this, the earnings will be only fast, like coming in fast and quick when everybody begins to activate their audible lances with $10. Yes, with just $10, we can achieve some substantial rewards with the Autopool network. So there we have it, guys, with how the Autopool system, known as the one for all and all for one, operates. So I think that brings us to the end of today's webinar meeting. And I mean, hopefully we get to meet again on Wednesday, and we will have our next meeting on Friday, then Saturday, which will be the back office training. So let's do our very best by sharing the opportunity with others. The number counts we keep receiving on here, as seeing the participants on our Zoom webinar meetings are not encouraging. We all need to, be a part of this by sharing it with others. And that is the only way we are going to grow in our numbers. It cannot be a one-man show, all right? We all need to come together as a team and promoting it. And believe me, we will begin to see great things with the hashtag arbitrage platform. So there you have it, guys. This is the end of today's webinar meeting. And hopefully tomorrow, oh, sorry, I mean Wednesday actually. I hope I see you guys on here on the call. And let's do our best inviting others to join us as well as we grow. All right. So until then, goodbye. If you have any questions, you can drop in the chat box. I'll just make room for that. And we end the call for today.